Everybody, it's Ron Capps. Listen, Season 1 of the Ron Capps Experience. Thank you for everybody watching and enjoying it. We're going to start Season 2. The Ron Capps Experience, we started with Competition Plus to go behind the scenes and give you, these drivers and crew chiefs and owners, a little taste of really what they're all about, that maybe our Fox people don't ask those questions, and maybe there's some things that I might know that I can ask that really our fans would love to know. What makes them tick? What do they do on off weekends? What do they do in the mornings? Behind the scenes kinds of stuff. So with that being said, let's go to Ron Capps Experience Season number 2. Hope you enjoy. All right, everybody. Here's another episode, and these are the episodes that we kind of thought of when we started this whole series. Getting to know people a little bit more than you might see on the TV shows or perhaps on the internet. And I've been wanting to talk to this guy because, like you, a lot of you, we all went, whoa, who is that dude? Like, where did he come from? You've been called Giant Killer, you've been called all the names, and I started out driving for a guy part-time named Roger Prim. And I had a great crew chief, Terry Manzer. Didn't have a lot of budget, but we showed up and we did well, right? And I enjoyed that part. That was fun. Now, you've taken this way to another level. And first of all, I got to ask, who in the hell are you? Like, I've seen you at autograph sessions, and I've seen you and said hi and waved, but I have been sitting at home when I get home on Mondays and watch the show and just kind of intrigued on, like, where did you come from? Who is Josh Hart?
Just a everyday guy trying to prove that anything's possible. Started bracket racing, and then I did Super Gas and Super Comp, Top Dragster, and stayed quiet. Ran alcohol probably a little too long. I think we ran the alcohol car for 5 years.
That's where I first heard your name, was the alcohol car. And so you're from Florida, right?
Yes, sir. So we won the U.S. Nationals back-to-back. And then
Whose car was that?
That was a Dan Page car. That's right. Yeah, so it was a work of art, but it was just time to move on. I feel like I should have been in Top Fuel probably a couple years ago, and we took the long way around to that route too. So we had some trials and tribulations, and I ended up owning my own team. So
yeah, so that's where, because I've been out here a long time, and that's the ultimate goal. So I understand you build cars at home, or you restore cars?
Yeah, my wife and I started a business with next to nothing. We started restoring cars and doing professional detailing, and now it's turned into a full city block of hot rod heaven. I mean, we're 100,000 square foot under roof. We haven't done any advertising for 3 or 4 years, and we'll do anything automotive.
And I hear that's in Big Daddy country. So, like, I've heard from sources, you're one of the few that's gotten Big Daddy's blessing, sort of, because he is the guy. You mentioned Ocala, and it's Big Daddy Don Garlits, but from what I hear and talking to you, every time I see you, you're just this quiet guy going along doing your own business out here. But how did that come about, being from that area in Big Daddy country, to doing what you're doing?
So I actually, we acquired a business about 7 miles from Garlits' shop. And as that built, I got to know him, and he got to know me, and he taught me a lot of things when it comes to Hemis and flatheads and stuff like that. And then we started working on the electric dragster program together a little bit. And here we are.
Wow, that is cool. So, you put together quite a team. And it's funny because I walk in there and all of a sudden they're like, hey. And these are guys that I've seen either worked around me or with me. Guys that have been part-time fly-in guys in the past I've seen with teams. But this reminds me a lot of my first year, my rookie year in Top Fuel. You've got guys that are either fly-in, part-time, that are really good. At one point, we're on the road a lot. And, of course, Ron Douglas, who seems to, wherever he goes, has a nice, stable, quick, fast race car. So was he on your radar to begin with when you put this together?
Yeah, so Ron, he licensed me with Vandergriff, and we hit it off right off the bat. We have a lot in common, very mild demeanor. We show up to do it right, and we want to win. So he was definitely on my radar. Matter of fact, we're getting ready to offer him a partnership with inside of Josh Hart Racing, so we don't have to worry about the silly season and all the other crap. But yeah, these guys are great, and they like Ron, and I like them, and we gelled together very well right off the rip.
So business-wise, obviously you had the car business you've been in. How much more has this been because you don't look like you have any stress. And I'm sure the fans at home are like, you get out and you've been kicking everybody's butt and really upsetting a lot of really good cars come race day. You seem composed. You seem like you're not bothered by much. And that's the ultimate thing you want to, when you're strapped into these. And I'd love for you someday to jump in a funny car just to see if I can actually get some emotion out of you. But, what's it been like, the business side of this? Because I'm sure the fans they don't understand behind these ropes that we're in here, what goes on business-wise. You see the super teams and ones I work for, like Don Schumacher Racing, but we watch these solo teams from all over the grounds here. What's it been like for you, and has it been more of a challenge than actually driving?
I would say no. I mean, my wife and I started with nothing. We've been business people before we ever touched a race car. So for me, it was just very strategic chess moves to make sure that we were making, the good decisions. And some of those decisions are hard, but I redefine daily what people tell me on the phone. Being in business for yourself, you're almost expecting snakes to jump out of the grass, So if you don't mess with my wife or my daughter, this is me all the time. You're not going to get a whole lot of emotion. I am composed. I feel like I'm constantly waiting for the other shoe to drop. So I'm just, this is a blessing. I understand it's a privilege. I'm honored to be out here racing with people like you, the fastest names in the world, So this is no different. We treated it like a business, and it's going to be strong and it's going to be successful. And if we can't do it right, we won't do it.
All right, enough of that stuff. I love that. And you represent this all very well. Your sponsors, everything's clean. I want to get to know a little more about you. Like, tell me something maybe somebody doesn't know. Weird something that somebody may not know. And I know it's going to take a second. I've been asked this, and you'd think you'd have an answer, right? You get asked by the media. And I'm going to give you a second. I'm going to talk while you think, because I know your brain's going crazy right now. I like my toilet paper to come over the top. I hate it when it comes on the bottom, and that's just something weird, and I'll correct it. I'll be in somebody's house, and I'll actually turn their toilet paper around. That's just something that bugs me. What is something that off the racetrack that is you that we would maybe not know? We're digging in the secrets now. Come on.
Yeah, I would have to say I'm very sensitive to smells.
You're in the wrong sport.
Well, I like rubber and I like the smell of nitro, but like,
like gag. You're sensitive, or like you have a nose. Maybe you would be one of those paid people that are aroma people.
Yeah, like coffee. I love coffee. Stuff. Really good smells though.
Wine.
Yeah, I could do that.
So you do the whole smell thing. That's you.
Yeah.
All right. That's good to know. What's something else? Tell us something else, racing otherwise, that you've been wanting people maybe to know that you don't get asked by Amanda or somebody at the top end. I know there's been instances where things have happened. You maybe didn't feel like you got the respect. But what is something you want people to know that you don't necessarily sometimes sit and watch the show again on TV and you go, dang it, that really isn't me.
Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity to straighten that out, actually, because one thing that I wanted everybody to know is I was a fan for so long, like seeing you and Tony Schumacher and Brittany Force and John Force. I got invited to my first owners meeting at NHRA in St. Louis, and you get to see that raw, unedited version of these people that you looked up to for so long. And it's not necessarily that they did anything right or wrong. It just drastically changed my perception of them. And everybody's saying Brittany Force big-timed me at the other end when I beat her at ZMAX. And, I understand the amount of emotion that goes into these when you're driving. So maybe I misunderstood it, but that's how I felt. That's how I perceived it. And I feel like there's been appropriate timing to straighten it out. And no effort's been made on the other side. I actually want to reach out to her and just say, hey, I didn't mean for anything like that to happen, but it is what it is either way. I'm here to race. I've got plenty of friends. I want to win.
Yeah, and I want to add to that. I used to, my early years of driving funny car, I'd get out, shoot the six-shooter with a Copenhagen car, and then I would go find whoever we beat in the final. It was Al Hoffman or John Ford. I would apologize. I'd say, I was so sorry, I wasn't showing off. You know what I mean? That respect for Chuck Etchels, guys like that I had a lot of respect for, and my emotions would just get so much of me that I would find myself trying to track them down a day later, that night, whatever, and apologizing. But at the same time, I meant what I was doing at the time, right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, and I understand where you're going with that, and I know that the TV wanted to play it up, right? But as you know, and I saw you at the Fan Fest the other night, most people around here, there's certain drivers you get to know their routine, and some of them you just don't understand or don't agree with. But it all said and done, we're kind of out here trying to help the sport get bigger anyway. So I'm glad you straighten it out. And Brittany, she's cool when you're away from the track, but she may not be somebody that her emotions can separate, kind of like me. So it's good to know that. But I know me as a fan, I love the Josh Hart, because you're staged in the car and I'm watching TV and I'm like, what are they going to do on this run, and how upset is this going to make the championship race for somebody? So I'm excited to see next year when you're right in the thick of things, because I know you will be. Obviously, seeing this operation you have there's no reason why you won't be out here even bigger. So I can't thank you enough for sitting down with us or standing here with me on this and letting our fans know more about you, because I'm sure they're like me. And there were times probably I walked right by you at events because I didn't even know who you were. And I know you said hi, and I was like, God, I know that face. And then I come and realize, I go, dang it, it's Josh Hart. So I apologize if I ever walked by you, but it is fun to watch what you guys have done here. So we're looking forward to it.
Well, we named the car Davy, like David and Goliath. And that actually was a tip from the owner of R&L Carriers. He said, let's name the car Davy. Nice. So I was like, I'm good with it. But yeah, it's all good. It's been a great experience. I'm very blessed to be out here, and I'm a real person, So
tell us more about R&L real quick, because there's so many sponsors out here. I had one approach me during this week and was interested in doing something with me, and they've been on a Pro Stock car, and I'm like, what is that product? Like, I didn't feel like they did enough, and I was curious on what it was, and they've been out here, right? So I even looked up on the web, sitting in the staging lanes in Norwalk, what R&L was, but briefly explain to me so our fans know what you're doing with them, but what is R&L?
So R&L Carriers is kind of like a boutique delivery service. They'll ship anything, anywhere, anytime. They're not the cheapest, but they are the best. And they do things for their employees that you would never believe. I mean, there's resorts all over the country that they can go for free just to collect their thoughts. The family that owns R&L put all this time and effort into really taking care of their employees. Their philosophy is there's an R&L Carriers terminal 5 hours from each direction. So the families are home every night. Most all of their trucks are day cabs.
And they're based where?
Wilmington, Ohio, but they are literally all over the world. It's just an unbelievable operation. It's easy to talk about. There's no smoke and mirrors. They do a great job, and everybody uses them.
What is something me or the fans might want to ship that we go, who do I contact? Give me one or two things that you think might be appropriate that I want shipped, that I'm not going to go to the standard shipping area.
So I was walking one of the terminals and I saw slicks, I saw race fuel, I saw things that we use literally every day. As a matter of fact, I watched a shipment get delivered to ZMAX. So it's just cool. And once you hear about R&L, now you're like, oh man, there's one of their trucks, and then it doesn't go away. There's a slew of trucks, like 6,000 trucks on the road at all times. They're moving unbelievable amounts of freight, and it's just a great company.
That's awesome.
An elephant or a giraffe?
Can you ship an elephant or giraffe? That is not my question. That is Bobby Bennett's. But look,
Anywhere, anytime.
Huh.
No carriers.
I think that's a challenge. They ship anything, anywhere, anytime.
And I'm sure elephants have been shipped in the form of Hemi engines.
Yeah. Nice one. All right, everybody, there he is. So now you know him a little bit better. Let's do a part 2, maybe at the beginning of next year, and see where Josh Hart has gone, and it'll be fun. So there you go. Thank you again for sitting down with us. This is awesome.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, and good luck this weekend. Good luck the rest of the year.
Same to you.
Right back at you.